welcome back. Now, there's so much information out there on how to care for our hair. It's hard to know what's actually true.
Well, here to separate fact from fiction is Trichologist Claire Fullam. Claire, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you.
You have a fantastic head of hair yourself.
Thanks. Not always, but
Not always, but see, you've learned to care for it because you've gone through that journey.
Yeah, 10 years ago I lost all my hair, so 90% of my hair in 5 weeks. So people don't always believe me, but there's not an extension in sight now. And that is because of scalp care, not hair care, scalp care.
And that sometimes we forget about that.
Yes, definitely.
So we're myth busting today.
Myth busting, can't wait.
Okay, common hair myths. So first one we're going to tuck into is shampoo. It only belongs at the ends of your hair, which is a myth I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah, so a lot of people will squeeze the shampoo into their hands. If we're lucky, they'll emulsify it, but some people will just pop it on here, or they'll put it straight on there, you know, and give it a good scrub around and also scrub the ends of your hair. You don't need to do that, you know. So
you don't need to scrub the ends of your hair?
No, and please don't. Please don't.
Really?
So, yeah. So your hair is 41% more likely to break when it's wet. So when you're shampooing and you're like this at the ends of your hair, you are like smashing plates around the kitchen. You are 100% breaking your hair. Shampoo's just for the scalp, you know? So you're just going to go up here, making sure, parting your hair, making sure you get to the back of the scalp, over your ears, all that kind of stuff. And when you rinse that out, that's enough.
Really?
What if you've hairspray and stuff in it?
You should use a detox shampoo maybe once a week. That will get rid of your hairspray, your dry shampoo, all that kind of stuff. So you should not shampoo the ends of your hair because it's so vulnerable when it's wet, you know? So leave that alone. When you rinse it out, it will come out and bring the stuff with it.
But if you don't shampoo it, should you condition it then?
Absolutely. Everybody should condition their hair, even if they have very fine hair, because when you wet your hair, the cuticle goes up like this. And what conditioners and masks will do will close that cuticle. So even if you have very fine hair, you should find a conditioner to help, you know. And conditioners and masks go down the ends of your hair, of course, you know.
Yeah.
But don't shampoo the ends of your hair because you're going to break your hair 100%.
Okay, so is there a start, middle and end ideal best way to wash your hair when you get into the shower?
Yes, so into the shower you get. Please exfoliate your scalp once a week. That's what I would say to everybody, okay?
I've started doing that. I'm a good girl now.
Yeah.
Your hair looks great.
Thanks very much.
So making sure that you're exfoliating your scalp once a week. Into the shower. Never use really hot water, never use really cold water. So nice lukewarm water, get the hair drenched, and you pop the shampoo into your hands first of all. Up into the scalp, big movements for about 30 seconds. Rinse that out. Then do it again. Pain in the bum. Less product this time into the hands and up you go again. Leave the shampoo on your scalp for as long as possible. So it could be a minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. Even turn the water off if you like and then rinse that out and follow with conditioner.
Should you give it a good scrub?
Your scalp, yes, not your hair. Yeah. So always finish with a conditioner or mask on the ends and rinse that out then. Yeah.
I have been noticing a couple of greys recently.
Uh-oh.
Do you see them? Yeah, that's where I noticed them. Oh my God, you just pointed it out.
There.
I was sure no one else noticed those. Is there a myth that if I am tempted to get rid of this one grey hair, it's only one, isn't it?
One in your beard, is
Okay,
that?
a couple. If I pluck those 2 grey hairs out, am I going to go all grey?
No. So the myth is, right, if you pull a grey hair out of the scalp, that 2 hairs will grow, right? That's like, I mean, we'd all be plucking them all. We all want more hair, you know? So that's completely untrue. Please don't pluck hair out of the scalp. I'm going to pick this up here for a second. If you pull hair out of the scalp continuously, okay, whether that's a grey hair, whether that's just a hair that you don't like, whether that's an unruly hair, right, you will eventually scar up here, right? And if you notice, if you have a little scar from your childhood on your leg, your arm, hair doesn't grow through scars. So continuous pulling on the hair is really, really bad for your hair and your scalp, of course. So just be really careful. But no, like, I mean, if we were all going to grow more hair because we're plucking grey hairs, we'd be at it all the time.
I was that soldier. I used to do it all the time. But you know what happened to me? They grew back, same colour, grey, and then they're all wiggly. Like wiggly, like hair you get in other parts of your body that I won't mention.
Do you know why that is, Elaine? Because you did damage up here, right?
And it all went wiggly.
So then when it starts to come out of the scalp, it starts to go kind of obscure a little bit. So just be really careful. Do not pluck hairs out of your head.
I don't think I'll mind. I'd rather go grey than lose it. So if I come in here with a full grey...
Silver fox?
Yeah. Silver fox.
I think I could rock that.
It's so annoying that men can go grey. You know, like society will accept, a man being grey, being bald, but it won't accept a woman being grey, bald. You know, but sure, we could talk about that. That's a whole different
segment for another day.
That's a different.
Half of all men, I'm sorry.
Hair plucking in general, though, it damages it. Of
course, it
unless
does.
you want it not to grow back and want to eventually get rid of it.
Yeah. So like trichotillomania would be like a psychiatric or like a psychological issue, and people would pull their hair. You know, and again, you are going to cause some level of kind of traction alopecia with that. So just be really careful. Don't pluck your hairs. Yeah.
100 strokes a day. For a better shine.
So
on your hair.
It's a bit of a myth, you know. Over brushing, right? You should brush your hair regularly, right? Depending on what hair type you have. I brush my hair maybe 3 or 4 times a day, okay? Just a quick brush. If you've curly hair, you're not going to do that. You probably won't brush it for a good few days or a week or so, you know? But over brushing can cause huge issues because like that, you are pulling at the hair, you're causing stress on the hair. If it's not a decent brush as well, you're causing issues. So yes, brush your hair, but don't go over the top. So the 100 strokes a day is that the sense behind it is that you're pulling the natural oils down from the scalp into your hair to make it shiny. Just use a shine spray. Do you know that kind of way?
It will get greasy though if it gets
it will
that.
get greasy, you know. So it's untrue. So we've busted that myth, definitely.
Okay. We have a couple of products here.
Yeah.
And these are all going towards a big healthy head of hair.
Yes. So there's so many myths on the internet about your scalp and hair, right? But 3 things that you can absolutely trust, right, is to exfoliate your scalp once a week. So using something like Bye Bye Build Up, made here in Ireland, all over the scalp, leave it there for 2 to 10 minutes. It's like a Pac-Man, it's going to eat all the stuff off your scalp, then get into the shower, rinse that off. If everybody did that once a week, we'd be laughing. Okay?
I've been using it and I have to say it does work. I will give you that much.
Delighted. So exfoliate your scalp once a week, please. That is not a myth, right?
Okay.
Heat protection, so important. Before you blow dry your hair, before you put a straightener or a curler near your hair, you need heat protection. Heat protection doesn't go away, so it's like a scar on the hair. So if I damage my hair here, I have to wait until that grows out. The only thing that will cure heat damage is the scissors. So always use a heat protect. And I like this one because it's an aerosol, you know.
But not all heat protectors are created equally, are they?
Like a heat protect that's in an oil, people are going to put a little bit on their hands and they're going to put it on the ends of their hair. But you should be protecting all up here as well, like all of your baby hairs. So that's why I like an aerosol, because you can put it up there. It's not going to like make the hair greasy, oily. It's going to be nice and dry, you know.
And how important is the type of brush we're using?
So important, you know, like this one here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of like a mixed bristle, right? So very, very important they have that. That's going to help with shine, right? But you also have to get through the knots in your hair. So a brush that's almost too gentle won't do us any favours either. So you do need to make sure that you're getting a decent hairbrush, and you should be changing your hairbrush every year. So get one for your birthday, get one for Christmas, get one for Mother's Day, get one like on repeat that you're replacing every single year.
And the combination of bristle and a kind of a more robust, sturdy stem is really good as well.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So you have all your tips there.
I have all my tips and tricks for a healthy head of hair.
If you just want to,
and a couple of greys.
I'll help you. Mascara. You can get mascara for your beard. Anyway, coming up after the break, Derek is trying his hand at crochet.
Yes, can he stitch together a winning performance? We'll find out shortly. I'm going to go dye my hair.